Hey YouTube, been a while since I had postings on here. More story about how I overcome my disabilities. So since I went on this journey, since I was off my medications, it took 5 months of just problems and harassments and confusion before I finally get people to understand it's not going to work to try to convince me to go back on medication. And a year and a half to get out of the hole after that, and another year and a half after that before I can finally get settled. And this is where I had to reprocess my journey since I had made plans since I was off my medications, and now never knew that I had to go through all this stuff first. And so once again, being homeless was the best thing that ever happened to me. I was homeless for 4 months, and had to learn how to survive, had to learn to take care of myself, how to learn to defend myself, how to learn to from my angers and my emotions, and once I got better to learn how to do other things and tell people that advice not to answer, and there's a couple of times I had got in a fight with people from where I had started, and when some people could hit me, I didn't hit back. And that's how I stopped the behavior for people to want to have a fight with me, because all some people wanted on the street is just want to fight. So I remember one time, the worst thing that I went through is a 4 gang member were charged that to me, and if I would have missed it 5 seconds later, then I would have a major beatdown and probably be dead in the spot. So instead of running away from those people, I had to jump into a crowd. And so if they want to beat the crap out of me, they'd be plenty witnesses right there. And one of the guy had hit me, and I was going to go for his nuts when a big dude has separate situation. I'm very glad he did, and then continued to tell the person to back off. It's not going to work. And then thankfully they chose not to do it again. So that's how smart it was to have it done the first time, not to have it do it again. And so what I learned from this time process situation is how I got better explaining, how I got better to know who I am, how I got better to understand what I can figure it out, what I can process, and again, how clear my head is at of how I learn everything. And now a situation that I had to learn or relearn things, just learn about life. And sadly, much to have group home and other organization for disabilities don't really have much of life skills of people want to be proactive of teaching people with disabilities. And sadly, the one that really is trying to help people with disabilities, they only so little that they can do, because you also got to convince the doctors to do other put on the right kind of medications, or if they say no, it means no, whether if they like it or not. And I started to realize that for that kind of situation that a lot had to do with safety precaution. So I was medicated so people could think that I'm safe, and I didn't feel safe, but other people feel that that they're safe when I was on medications, and that's what they didn't know where my head is at, and that's also when drama happening when I was off my medication. Everything happened so fast, and I was so overwhelmed, and that's why for the first 5 months I couldn't digest myself in time to figure out how to digest things before it just get worse. And finally I managed to digest it 5 months later after I was on my medication, and that's when the talk process had begun. And so yeah, until during time into the 5 months since I was off my medication, um, I had to hold my grounds. I had to keep saying no to people. I had to stay away from people that treat me differently, and that's how I finally get people to understand it's not gonna work. That's including keep sending me back to behavior house. And I have find out noticing not too long ago is that someone went to court and had agreed by the judge to find ways, no matter what it took, to get me back on the medication. And I'm very thankful that I hold my ground and to find out that that's not going to work. And that really mean no. But it took her 5 months to understand it. And so, now I feel like that my journey is that the more and more I realize this behavior for people with disabilities, the more and more I realize how sick it is. And a lot of things not really known, much is discovered situation of how to help people to get better with disabilities. A lot of it had to do with poor adjustment by staff, and a lot of staff like to fix and control people's problems. That's what called pissing yourself, which means that it's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help them, and being too much of the side effect onto medication that went through is what I call illusionary dementia. It was not good feelings, and it really confused me how people still call it normal. It's like instead of taking medication, it's like being checked on your chains to your neck, your arms, and your legs, and walk around with a leash, saying that you're in my control, not yours. And and I started to realize now that some people just confused understanding who I am. What our people just chose not to understand how much my progress of changing. And so it is hard to look at those different circumstances. Um, those that treat me normal people, I feel comfortable having a conversation with them and how I understand the circumstances, how to communicate with them. With some of the others, I do have to hold my ground. But luckily, I'm not around it that much. But because of a lot of situation that wasn't properly trained, I had to take a shot of taking my action into the circumstances. So I tell some people my motto is that I'm a daredevil but not a risk taker. And I did sometimes I do put the risk taker a little bit too far in the stream. But again, that's a part of learning, understanding of how to understand what my responsibility is. So because there isn't anyone to properly teach me how to understand my responsibility of what I need to learn about life skills, I just take a shot of just doing whatever. How to react to people, how to talk to some people, and um, putting the group text on my on my cell phone of sharing how I feel, and those that judge me differently don't want to talk to me at all, and it would be different if I have an understanding of how to I learn from my behaviors or understand the mistakes I made too, but to learn it how reality is, I have to keep learning of how my mistake is happening, and for a lot of people, and a lot of people for my mistake to damage is too far extreme. So in that word, a lot of people chose not to forgive me and close the door behind me, and not in the field for me to have a conversation with them, and that's really sad. For people with disability that trying to work on getting better and not seeing something to try in different ways. A lot of people will not allow that thing to go through. And people don't understand that this is not Disney World. It's not it's not it's not like someone in a costume of Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse or Goofy saying, I'm here to make you feel better. Um and I know that I understand now there's a lot of a situation of being aware of how people changes. But seriously, a lot of people that I know of, for example, know that knife is used to cut food, but a lot of them don't know how dangerous it is to cut yourself by mistake. And And I was thankful that member that when I was in elementary school, thankfully my mom wasn't there, although she put a stop into it when I was in school. And I have a teacher that's very supportive of us making a salad to sell to a customer. First time I used a sharp knife, I sliced my finger 4 times. And every time I sliced it, I went into to get bandage from the office and come back and finish the job. So and that's what I want to encourage others to encourage people with disabilities. Let them figure it out how they need to learn to process for themselves. Let them finish it their own way, so they can realize what they can accomplish it. And for me, when I'm around people with special needs, I don't treat them as special needs. I treat them like a person. And what I went through, when people treat me as special needs, all it does is confuse me. It does nothing to help me or help me to understand how to grow. And so when I'm around people with that don't treat me as special needs, that's how I learn and grow. And when I realized that they see me for who I am, I realized that I can enjoy having that kind of conversation for people. And so how I learn to overcome the situations is I don't allow the diagnosis to be part of my life. Even though that it's hard struggle and everything, because when I'm home, I watch TV a lot or watching my phone, and sadly, I'm in a situation that I'm in the process as to how to overcome my anger issues. That's been a lot of quiet time in doing that. That I've been slacking over to my chores and exercises and other things that I need to try to keep up onto the process of doing. So thankfully, I'm just drinking a lot of water. I had taken medication for high blood pressure for 2 weeks, and it just caused me to be impatient. And so that's why I decided not to take it again, and that was since last year. And other than that, I've been off drugs for 3 years, and I'm with 4 years now. So be 4 years in towards the, in December, and to me, this is not a gamble. Will not understand and why I believe I was really right there of saying that this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to process this, and this is how I'm going to do it. And even though a lot of people don't see as being abnormal, of they don't want to get that I'm gonna get better by taking medication. Um, I have chosen to ignore that situation and bypass the situation and just working better on processes of understanding who I am. And so again, 3 years of medication, I have what's called mixed chromosome, and that's the reason why I never can take medication in the first place. But sadly, a lot of people have pressured me to take medication, and how I say no to people. It's clear onto me, but it's not clear onto them that a lot of people don't think that they can communicate with me until I take medications, and and so being high into drugs is no jokes, um, and there's some people that was high onto drugs that caused them to have addictive problems of habits, and some people had overcome it, and some people haven't. And there's some people that have come and still have a stigma as a problem that have stuck to it. And mine is how I overcome my disabilities. But sadly, there's some people that still don't think that I'm getting better. And unfortunately, those are people that don't understand what how to make process get better. Will understand. And so that's what my journey as I continue on. I look forward to prove how I overcome my disabilities and how I show to others that this is how I come to it. This is how I feel going to, and not gonna go back in that kind of situation again. And so since this journey, I didn't think that I need to be involved of how people with disabilities overcome theirs, and when I see more and more this kind of behaviors, I start to realize that I need to convince people hard that this is not the way we should live. No, we're not properties. This is not the way they should get money for us. And a lot of people does take advantage of taking people with disabilities or family members with disabilities. My mom had the same thing to me, taking my disability money and spending for others. And so when I was growing up, I didn't really hang out with my friend. I didn't really get out to activities. All my brothers went to Cub Scout Boy Scouts, and I didn't. And I was cooped up at home trying to figure out who am I in an isolated environment that really have caused me to wonder how am I going to get out of the situation. So yeah, it's 30 years of just being in prison, wondering how am I going to get out? How am I going to prove to people understand? How am I going to understand that I'm getting better, and just it's really a creative situation, and so that's why when I was on my medication, I realized how to defend myself, and I stick to it the whole time, and I had this happen before, and it didn't work, and when I decided to do it again, I decided to stick to strong to it, and just not going to give up onto it, and so and thankfully breathing meditation had helped me from having that severe pain attack. So there's some situation that still do have pain attack from time to time. It's not as bad like it used to be. And breathing meditation helped me to overcome that as well. And so that's part of my journey. What I'm doing right now is just trying to figure it out, breathing meditations, and continue trying to figure it out how to talk to people. And so through my journey, I want to encourage others to overcome their disabilities. We need to look at this from inside and out. How they're going to get better. What the circumstances for them to work on their strategies. How they can think for themselves, and how people need to learn to let go of this kind of situation so they can work on providing this system. And the great thing is that when you start something and you finish something, it feels so good at what I have accomplished. And the more I accomplish this kind of situation, the more I can figure out more of my journey and what I can process to get bigger and get more deeper of more things to work on getting better with my responsibilities. So that's where I'm at right now. Just taking one day at a time and process, figure out how I'm going to continue to get stronger and more up to fulfill my dreams. So for now, I'm just studying, just figuring out how I'm going to do all this, and I love to show onto videos of permission for those that be interested in being involved into it, and how I can challenge them as being a volunteer teacher of encourage them to overcome their disabilities and allow them to believe who they are. So it's good to share this on YouTube again. Look forward to sharing it again. So see ya. Bye.